You're watching the latest round of the Darts Podcast World Championship, and this time we're joined by Andrew Sinclair from inside the WDF. Andrew, how are you?
I'm very well. I've just seen myself throw a delightful 21, so not as good as I might have been, but yeah, good fun.
Thank you for
Not
being.
not my only game of the Lakeside week, so it's nice to rewatch.
We must say thank you, of course, to the WDF for letting us film this. We do appreciate it. This is actually filmed in the hotel bit of the complex, where they've got 6 boards, which is really nice, I thought.
Yeah, it was a nice little practice area for the players, and there were sort of during the week, you saw some players actually decided that they'd rather practice in this sort of hotel area where it was a bit quieter, there were a few less people around, than going to the venue itself and practicing in the players' room, where obviously the boards were occupied by the people who were on next or later on. Whereas if you're in the evening, for example, you'd rather stay in the hotel and just use those boards and chill out a little bit.
They were in pretty good. They were pretty well used, weren't they? There always seemed to be people there while we were having dinner.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, in the evenings back at the hotel, when all the sessions had finished and everyone had gone back to the hotel, all 6 boards were in use pretty consistently. Now, more often than not, they were just absolute pub chuckers like myself. A couple of media games went on. I beat Josh Green of Tungsten Tales.
Did you? Why isn't there footage of this? I
don't know, but that was the only game all week that I actually won. Played in the bar, in this bar, in the evening after an evening session. I think it was on the Thursday or Friday night of the week. But yeah, no, it was really well used throughout, and the Blade 6s seemed to hold up quite well, I thought.
Is this the first time you've used a Blade 6 out of interest?
It is indeed, yeah. I've used Blade 5s, obviously, but yeah, I've not had a chance on a Blade 6 yet. So it was nice to have a chuck on them, even if the arrows I threw didn't do the board the justice it deserved.
Well, you'll notice we're not actually talking much about the darts that's actually happening in front of us, because we've made a flying start, as you can see. Averages are, yes, there's a 3 dart averages, unfortunately, at this point.
Lovely tops cover shot there from you.
Oh yes, yeah. I'm trying to hold my laugh. Now, what you can't see, you can see Alex Moss off screen, shouting abuse at us doing the scores, which is always quite helpful.
Yeah, I have to. I don't want to make excuses for my poor performance, although I could make several. That him sort of saying, Andrew, you require 248, wasn't overly helpful.
No. Oh, there we go. Right on cue. God, you remembered that well. Yeah. Yes. Bless Alex. Brilliant. And you enjoyed yourself over the course of the week, because you were there for all of it. Yeah.
I did it. Look at that. Lovely visit 92 there. Yeah. Now, this is where I picked up for about 6 darts, and then you crushed my dreams, I think.
Oh, no. Spoiler. We've got to keep the tension up. That's not bad, that, actually. Of course, you're no stranger to a stream.
No, well, I mean, look at that.
That is very good. Yeah,
I mean, I'm not a stranger to a stream, although when look at that, in one, beautiful. When I played on the stream in the Reykjavik International Games back in February, I had no idea I was on the stream until I think I had to play 3 or 4 games on the spin. And then after that, I had to chalk, and then I had a little break. I think I had 2 or 3 games where I wasn't involved at all. So I went and sort of retrieved my phone and had a little look. And then I saw I'd been tagged in a couple of tweets by the weekly Dartscast about me being on the stream. And then I went back to the board for my last 2 games. And I was like, there's the camera. How did I miss it for the entirety of the day until that point? And then I had a nice chat with Matthias Fredriksson, who's sort of the Icelandic #1. He's the man responsible for all those streams. And we had a chat the next day, and he was like, yeah, I put the camera there so that you were on the streaming board, because obviously people knew who you were. And he was like, I thought you were a little bit better than that. And I was like, cheers, Matty, that's really kind.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
We appreciate that. Thanks for the vote of confidence there.
Yeah. I mean, he took John Scott, who obviously you know as well.
Yeah.
He took John to play on the stage board on the Saturday in the group phase. And I think in one of John's stage games, he averaged like 58, which obviously was exactly what Matty was hoping for when he put the top.
Well, indeed. Yes, well, it happens to us all. Although 58, that's very much the top end. I think that's my highest average, in fairness, this year. How's our game doing? God, sort of, stuttering along.
I had 6 good darts in the first leg, and then you took it out, and I think after that the head went. You'll notice though that the game moves at quite a slow pace because, in terms of my darts playing, certainly not my darts viewing, but in terms of my my darts playing inspirations, lean on 2 people in particular of Scott Mitchell and Dennis Harbour, 2 men who mastered the slow walk and slow waddle to and from the board. So you'll see there's the sort of the slow trot. He takes them out generally one at a time. We had two and one there, but try and slow the pace down. But it didn't seem to affect you that much.
Now, Andrew, you can't be admitting to tactics, surely.
Well, the thing is, it's not. Part of it is tactics and gamesmanship, which I don't see anything wrong with. As long as I'm not as slow as Mensa, I don't think it's a problem. But what I will say, it is also a technique built in to help myself, because I know that when I go behind, I tend to start throwing a bit quicker and a bit looser. So if I walk away from the ward or to the ward a bit slower, it sort of slows me down. So I know that I don't end up, racing away and just sort of chucking a load of loose ones. I mean, obviously that was a lovely pull into the single one. But if I sort of go a bit slower, I tend to sort of find my range and get the grouping better. Doesn't always work though.
It's a pretty close leg here. 9 points in it. We're not on a finish after 21.
Yeah, I'm hanging with against the start. Obviously, Alex told me there I need 192, which is really helpful.
Yes, thank you, Alex. Alex knocks the camera in a minute, so we have him to thank for that.
I've not left myself on a finish there.
Oh yes, there we go. You see, I had a go. That never happens.
A lovely setup. Lovely setup. Oh,
there we go. Yeah, Alex was so shocked that he tripped and fell. I think he was in a hurry.
You can only laugh when things like that happen.
Yes. Yeah.
So if you don't laugh, you'll cry.
Well, yes, we don't want to see that. Of course, Alex has the score on the phone, and he's got it. He's looking at it, but we can't see it, so it's a bit of a struggle. There we go.
You can see in the face here. I think I'm in for the 147.
Yes, an apt checkout considering the sport that's on at the moment.
Oh,
that was pretty good. Yeah,
beautiful single 3.
Well, yes, the first 2 were good. I thought. Ah, dear. Do you have any Christmas plans or?
Is that treble?
That is a bust. Yeah, that is a bust.
No, you looked yourself. No, never mind.
I can't remember.
You yourself 4, but look at what is it?
No, it's 34. Yeah. Oh yes. I
was going to see a nice DRA finding coming for myself there.
Yeah.
The single one produced a rather upset exclamation. Oh,
it's tense.
Oh, he's missed.
No. Oh, it's bad, isn't it?
Yeah, liaison with the referee there. 65 left.
Even Rawling and Nicholson would struggle to make this one exciting.
I was going to say, you look at the expression on my face, you'd never know that I got A-level maths, would you?
A-level maths is really hard. I remember that. That used to be a big deal at secondary school, and because I didn't take it. I was one of the few people that didn't take it, so it was always a big deal.
Go.
Hey, there we go. Thank goodness for that.
Alcine 38. There we go.
Absolutely, a very commanding hold of throw.
But interestingly, these darts that I'm using here, 24 gram Andy Fordhams, were not the darts I was using at the end of the week when I beat Mr. Green.
Ah, okay. Do elaborate.
So Steve Holmes from the Big Five Sports Management Group, he knew that I was looking for a heavier dart because a kind chap at the England Open back at Chelsea in September, a kind chap had observed me playing and losing 4-0 to Ryan Hogarth, that I was throwing quite a light dart at the time, a 22 gram. And he said, you really need something heavier because you're putting so much shoulder in to the lighter dart. So I've gradually been moving up to a heavier weight. So these were the 24s. Obviously, we're not flying particularly well. But yeah, Steve gave me a loan of some 26 gram barrels, Jihan Artuk barrels. So I used the 26 gram barrels against Josh, and a lot more visits to the treble 20 bed. So I was a much more assured performance. I mean, the doubling was still eye-wateringly bad, but the general play was a lot more impressive.
Well, there we go. Yeah, it's all it's marginal gains, isn't it?
That's what we got to go for. That's the inside the WDF mantra: marginal gains.
Do you have any trips lined up for later on in the year, or?
I'm going to the Belgian Grand Prix, but I'm not sure that's not a dart related adventure. Obviously, I went to Iceland in February, which was very good. Would highly recommend a trip over there for the darts. They're very, very organised and very, very passionate group of people. But trips, no, nothing is booked yet. I had hoped that I'd get to go back to the England Open at Chelsea, but obviously that's been moved to the infamous Green Sands, and don't fancy, based on the feedback and comments I've received, I don't fancy going to Green Sands.
Yes, there was. Do look at the Facebook post for that. It's wonderful. It was very funny.
Oh, that is a disastrous visit there. You can see the head's completely gone here. With you left on 99.
I've had a few trebles there in a couple of turns. I've forgotten this.
This is a very good leg for you.
Now, I wasn't going tops there, just to be clear. I can't take that. And then, of course, I missed the 20 anyway afterwards. That's karma. I was going for the treble.
Interesting approach there from me to go for bull when on 289.
Well, why not?
Hide into nothing, exactly. This leg, it's all fall apart for me. I was fairly competitive in the first two, and this one, the average has gone right through the floor. I mean, you can see the crowd there in the Peninsula Bar has started to walk away as well.
Yes, who is that? Surname Flynn.
Matt Flynn. He's involved with the House of Darts Facebook group. He was there. He was there supporting Jim McEwen.
I see. Right.
Very nice man, Jim McEwen, I have to say.
Yeah, he had a good couple of games, didn't he?
He did indeed, and had match darts against the eventual champion Neil Duff as well. So.
Well, there we go.
There it is.
Hey! A sigh of relief for all of us at that point. Yeah. Well, Andrew, thanks ever so much. Appreciate it. And where can people find Inside the WDF, your podcast?
I'm Inside the WDF on Twitter, Inside the WDF on Facebook, and I'm on all places where you can get your podcasts from.
Thanks ever so much again. Really appreciate it. And we'll see you soon.
See you soon for a rematch, Mr. Kiernan.
Yes, I'd love that.